Want to give him a new name?
There we go. How much does he remember?
He'll remember you.
Time to get up. Oh.
Kafka?
Great, so you remember me. Listen, you are in a daze right now. You don't know who you are, why you're here, or what you're going to do next. You think I look familiar, but you're not sure if you should trust me. None of that matters. All you need to know is that I'm leaving, and you will be left all alone on this space station. From now on, you needn't think about your past or doubt yourself. Listen, in the near future, you will encounter all kinds of perils and hardships, but you will also have many wonderful experiences. You'll meet companions who will treat you like family and embark on surreal adventures with them. At the end of your journey, all that perplexes you and troubles you will resolve. This is your future that Elio has foreseen. Do you like it?
Where are you going?
The next stop, to pave the way for the future that is written. It's like weaving brocade. You and I can only add one gold thread each time, but eventually, we will make a gorgeous pattern.
How long do you think you need? According to the script, the Astral Express crew is arriving soon. We should avoid being seen by them.
I know, Silverwolf. Just give me another minute. I must leave now. Don't worry, someone will come and find you very soon. Just go with them. You won't remember a thing except me.
Kafka.
When you have a chance to make a choice, make one that you know you won't regret.
Weren't their coordinates sent out from the space station?
Who cares? They're here and alive. Do they look like a mannequin to you?
Weak heartbeat and pulse. March, you better do CPR.
Huh? I've never done it before. Dan Heng, you do it. Wait, stop it! They're awake! Are you alright? Can you hear me? Do you remember your name?
I don't remember a thing.
Aw, this isn't good. Can you try harder? I'm sure you can at least remember your name.
My name is Andy.
Nice to meet you. My name's Dan Heng, and this is March 7th. This space station was just attacked by the Antimatter Legion. We came to help with the rescue at the request of lead researcher Asta.
The Antimatter Legion?
Goons owned by the destruction. You're lucky the most dangerous Lord Ravager among them isn't around. Just some nasty minions. We'll take those invaders out soon. Don't worry.
Lead researcher Asta?
Uh-huh. A petite cutie with pink hair? Madame Herta appointed her to be the acting lead researcher. That girl really needs to step up. I can't believe her own employee doesn't even know her name.
Where should I go?
back to the Master Control Zone. Asta and the other researchers have gathered there.
Plus, that's where we parked the Astral Express. Don't you worry. We'll protect you from the monsters and clear up this mess.
Who are you guys?
Dan Heng and I are members of the Astral Express crew.
Well, the Express has some dealings with Madame Herta, so we come to visit the space station from time to time.
We just so happened to arrive during this invasion. Of course, as a crew of heroes, we're happy to lend a hand.
The Astral Express?
Yeah, you've never seen it? The Express comes here every once in a while.
It's a unique train that can travel between the stars with the power of the Trailblazer Eon.
I'll show you once we're back to the Master Control Zone.
Let's go then.
You and March go back together. Arlan from the security department lost contact in the vicinity. I need to find him first.
Oh, all right. You stay safe. Maybe you should take this. The Legion are rampaging through the space station like a pack of wolves. This trip won't be a walk in the park. It's better if you have something to protect yourself. Just a suggestion, though. You're safe as long as you stick with me.
And with that, we have unlocked our first two permanent characters. Each character has their own type. Andy is the physical type character. And they also have their own path. And I'm a character that follows the path of destruction. In case of March. Okay, well, never mind then. So, that's interesting, huh? Let's talk about our characters for a bit here. Or, well, let's talk about the elements and paths, because we actually can go into more in depth. There are multiple different elements to this game. Physical, fire, ice, lightning, wind, quantum, and imaginary. All they do is basically focus on the weakness brick, depending on an enemy who's weak to that type. And some enemies actually, and some elements actually will deal with additional ones. Physical attacks will actually apply bleed, fire will apply burn, ice will apply freeze, which we can immobilize, lightning can apply shock, wind can apply wind shear, which is interesting. And then quantum and imaginary are unique here. Quantum can cause entanglement, which basically deletes the enemy's action while all dealing additional quantum damage, which is actually really interesting. And imaginary actually can inflict either imprisonment. Basically, enemies that suffer from this will suffer from delayed actions and speed reduction, so imaginary quantum are very special in that way. While physical, fire, lightning, and wind will only deal damage over time, and ice actually causes immobilization, which is actually really strong. Now for paths. Obviously there's like a million paths in existence, but there's only 7 playable ones. In lore, they're basically, the paths are very interesting because I think in lore there are ideals that people would follow, right? That's why they're called paths. And there's a bunch of them, but in game, they're basically different classes of RPG characters. RPGs are mostly known for having different type of classes where they specialize in one good thing. That's what paths are. Starting off with the destruction. This is your go-to all-around attacker. Good AoE, good single target. It's just overall very simple but very effective DPS characters. The Hunt is another DPS class, but instead here it focuses on single target. And they actually excel in single target, actually a bit more than destruction, but they lack a lot on AoE attacks, multi-targets. That's what Erudition is known for. They're your AoE attackers, knock over single targets, so basically not a high damage output, but the damage range is fantastic. If you want the best of both worlds though, go for Destruction. It's usually your go-to. Those are your 3 DPS classes. Next up are the next 2 support classes here. Harmony basically are your buffers. Basically, they apply buffs, including attack buffs, speed buffs, etc., etc. Overall, they're just here to synergize your team really well, and just help your DPSs pick up kills left and right. Nihility applies debuffs to the enemies, basically defense downs, attack downs, speed downs, etc., etc. I'm gonna say that a lot because, like, you know how, like, these are just generic RPG classes, and they're best known basically just to set up the enemies so you could pick up KOs left and right and center. Again, overall really strong. Preservation, they're your tanks, they're your defenders, and they can be wall tanks, counter tanks, dodge tanks, any type of tanks you can imagine. That's the preservation class. And Abundance are your go-to healers, basically healing your allies, restoring HP to the team. You know the drill, generic healers archetypes. Now, for me, I am the physical type following the path of destruction, so I am basically a generic DPS character who can inflict bleed, which is not bad. Now, every character also has a light cone you can equip that I don't have because I'm a beginner, because I suck. And then Eidolons, they're basically your buffs, or they're basically improving your character's stats overall. Not exactly overall stats, but more like skills. More like improving your skills. Constellations. Genshin constellations, you know? Basically just overall making your character stronger. Now, March is of the Ice Element following the path of preservation, so she is your go-to tank. And obviously she has her 6 Eidolons and their light cone as well. Now you can actually take a look at the different skills here. Every character has a basic attack, a second skill basically in combat, an ultimate skill, a passive talent, and a unique technique. Techniques are gonna be, we're gonna learn more about techniques later on. And of course, later on, we saw a bit of techniques in action before, right? So, and yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know why I was stuttering there. Space Anchor. These are, I guess, your go-to stash your to 7 healing areas, basically, so you can come back to after you take damage.
This place is full of fancy little gadgets. Herta's collection. I really don't get why she'd go out of her way to collect them and then leave them here to gather dust.
Maybe that's what Herta wants to do, March. Ever thought of that? I'm kidding. Also, if she looks familiar to you guys, she's the box art character. Of course she's gonna look familiar to you guys. Anyway.
Enough dilly-dallying. We gotta go.
I hear you, March. I hear you.
It's the Antimatter Legion. So these crazy jerks made it all the way here. Watch this.
So as you can see, this guy is a level 1 Antimatter Legion monster. And you can see the 4 elements that he's weak to. Physical, lightning, ice, and wind. And since he's weak to physical, yeet! Look at that. Instant damage already. The type icon indicates the enemy's weakness types. I'm way ahead of you, game. The white bar indicates the enemy's toughness. What the hell was I saying? Shield bar. I'm way ahead of you, game. Using the attacks of the same type as the enemy's weakness type will deplete the enemy's toughness. I'm way ahead of you, game. I already said this before. So we can select this enemy right here and attack it with March. You can actually see how much of the toughness gauge actually is going to decrease. And in this case, it's going to crush it straight to 0. Now, because we attacked it with an ice attack to inflict a weakness break, it caused them to freeze. This is their secondary effects actually. You can only inflict weakness breaks.
Let's go.
So in the case of this guy right here, if we were to attack him with this,
Batter up.
he takes bleeding damage. Look at that. And now you recover from break, and now she gets free turn off. And so, and he just dies apparently. Now we can actually take a look at what Mars can do.
Stay right there while I give you a present.
The power of cuteness increases our basically increases our defense. Now let's take a look at what we can do here. Whip home run is an AoE attack.
Try that again.
And because he attacks someone that Mars uses power cuteness on, he counterattacks, which is very interesting.
Watch this.
And Mars can finish off with a fridge cold arrow. Not bad.
You're stronger than you look. Seem to be quite the fighter.
That's because I have the power of the protagonist on our side. Anyway. And okay, never mind. So much for the power of the protagonist, am I right? Now we can move forward to the quest.
So we'll take that elevator on the central platform to go down to the master control zone. Do you know the way?
Nope.
I noticed that you're not wearing the space station staff uniform. Do you really work here?
I never said I did.
Never mind. I won't ask if you don't want to talk about it. Let's go. I'll take you to the safe zone.
I really thought that basic trash just thinking it's gonna do something. Okay. We have another enemy we can attack here. Way ahead of your game, the enemy's weakness types can be viewed after approaching them. Ending battle with the attack that matches the enemy weakness can reduce the toughness of the enemy in advance. That's what we saw earlier with Kafka, with Silverwolf, now with me. And even Mars can do it, like this. In the case of March, it freezes them. Now here with his command, lock on.
You have the worst luck running into me.
And these locked on by enemy will be attacked first. March 7 falls to path of preservation and can protect allies. So let's try March's skill, which I already shown in advance.
With me
And
out here, how can we lose?
increase defense. Now if you act like a fool and attack me, rip home run. Like this. When a character takes damage, the shield effect will reduce first.
You can't run.
And you get countered for it.
Try that again.
He mustn't dies, he mustn't also
turn.
dies.
Stay right there while I give you a present.
Now knowing that we can only attack here, take advantage of this. Stardust Ace. And these are powerful because that follows the path of destruction. And this ultimate offers two powerful attack modes: a single target, multi-target. Like this. And he actually gets a free turn off as well. Or we can do this.
Try hard sometimes.
March Assault is Glacial
Check out this
Cascade.
awesome move.
This will be an AoE ice attack across all enemies on the field, which is actually pretty good.
Batter up.
You can't.
And you got God. Look at that.
You couldn't
Fancy.
have done it without me.
So yeah, we learned the two ultimate skills. I'm just gonna say right now, the MC is actually really good in terms of like damage prowess. He's gonna be a character I'm gonna be sticking with for pretty much throughout the entire game. And March is actually a pretty good early game tank, honestly. A counter tank, a character that will offers freeze and is also a double as a counter tank. Absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. Kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie, for a beginning character. I just complimented you.
I knew it.
It's broken.
But it wasn't me. The Antimatter Legion must have broken it. Too bad Dan Heng's not here. He's like a walking encyclopedia. He knows a ton of complicated stuff. Maybe even elevator repair.
I don't know that one.
Oh. Speak of the devil. Hi.
Whoa! Why are you here? And how did you get here before us?
I took another route to the upper level, and I saw you guys from up there. Arlan is in the control room. He's been injured, but not fatally.
You found him. Will he know what to do about this elevator?
I suppose as the head of the security department, he should know.
Then let's go talk to him.
Dan Heng joins the team. We lock team setup. Open the team setup menu to adjust your team composition. And we can now add Dan Heng. Now that we have Dan Heng on our team, okay. Now we can actually level these characters up. The right number out, like in the right number of the slash is actually how much we have, obviously. Also, it's gonna cost some credits to level them up. Now, as I was trying to say before this game really interrupted me, Dan Heng is our first instance of the wind element and also the hunt. Obviously, we know what the hunt can do. They're perfect single target characters. And we're gonna see exactly why Dan Heng has the talent of that exact talent right there. Now we have this little enemy here. We lock technique, a special ability that can help with exploration. Technique is a special ability used for exploration. Thanks. March 7 technique to get March 7 technique to get an edge in combat. So we can do this. And it's actually just snipe. They also automatically freezes an enemy. March 7 technique can randomly freeze an enemy when the battle starts. Now because we have a wind character here, well, wind weakness here, we can actually use Dan Heng and do this.
I told ya I could fight.
March's technique actually allows enemies to freeze, so we can actually, so that enemy's frozen right there. And we can basically just single target him if we want to. Or we can actually defend one of our characters, which I think I'm going to do.
Stay right there while I give you a present.
Like this. I need to rebalance my audio though. And now we can actually use Rip Home Run. Now hear this command, you're locked on me. Perfect. And you get counter for it.
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict.
Balancer Art North Wind, he's
My
going
turn.
down. And we can actually defend Dan
With me
Heng
out
here.
here, how can we lose?
Let's make it quick.
Let's finish this off the right way. Balancer Art Torrent.